folks, how's it going? It's Matt here, another pickups video. Now for this one, I got all of this stuff on trade, so it didn't actually cost me really anything. The way I got it on trade is, it's all from a pawn shop. A little while ago, I had picked up N64 and a Super Nintendo lot with a bunch of games and controllers and stuff. And I got in the whole bundle for 50 bucks. And I took out all the really good games and set them aside. So basically, I think what was left was the N64 system, the Super Nintendo system, a couple controllers, and some sports games. So basically stuff that I already had plenty of. So I took all the good games out, and I went to a pawn shop, and they actually gave me, I think it was $85 worth of credit there, just for the Super Nintendo and N64 and some sports games. So seeing how I paid 50 and kept all the good games, I thought 85 was a pretty good trade-in value. So I took the 85, and they had a bunch of NES and some Super Nintendo games that they had just gotten in. So I kind of picked through the ones I needed and worked it out so that I got it was $85 total trade, but it didn't actually cost me anything. I don't remember the exact prices of each because I cleaned them up and took the price stickers off. But yeah, if I kind of remember, I'll kind of point stuff out. But as a lot, it was $85 worth of trade-in credit. So yeah, I'm more than happy because really it was just extra stuff that I already had plenty of. So yeah. Anyway, I believe it's 10 Nintendo games and 2 Super Nintendo games. So I'll show you the Super Nintendo games first. First up is Out to Lunch. And I haven't really heard much about this game. I picked it up basically just because I thought it looked cool. And I think this one was like 10 bucks worth of the trade, maybe a bit less. I'm not sure. But I thought it looked cool, and it was a title I didn't have, and it was in pretty good shape, so I figured why not. So, Out to Lunch for the Super Nintendo. Next up is Home Improvement for the Super Nintendo. Now, this game, it's not rare, but it's not common. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. I think it's only worth like 14 bucks maybe-ish. I don't know. But it was like, I think it was $10 worth of the credit, and it was a game I didn't have. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's not very common, so I thought it was worth picking up. Plus it's got Tim the Toolman Taylor, so why not? I think that was his name. Anyway, so those are the 2 Super Nintendo games I got. On to the NES. First up is Top Secret Episode Go 13. I think I said that right. This one was only like $3 of the credits, so figured why not. Game I didn't have. I don't think it's worth a ton, but it's a game I didn't have, and $3 of the credit really wasn't that bad of a deal, so picked it up. Same thing with this one, Robo Warriors. Again, I think it was like $3 worth of the trade credit. Didn't have it, and the label's in quite good shape. The whole cartridge is. Actually, most of these games cleaned up fairly well. But yeah, for $3 worth of the credit, why not? So, Robo Warriors for the NES. Next is Alpha Mission, and I believe this one was about $3 as well. The main reason I picked this one up is because it's SNK, so I thought I'd give it a chance. I don't think it's rare or anything, but, and the back label's kind of ripped, but really $3 bucks for a NES game made by SNK, I'm willing to take a gamble on it. So yeah, Alpha Mission for the NES. Next up, I got some black box games. Now they're all loose, but I think I already have about 10 black box games, and this adds 3 more, so I'm happy to add them. First up, 10-Yard Fight, and this one is a 5-screw variant. Now, I don't really keep track of my 5-screw variants. I don't really consider them all that different. I don't know if it makes them actually any more valuable. I don't really think they do on the common ones, but I might be wrong. But anyway, 10-Yard Fight, black box game that I didn't have yet. So, and this one was like $3 bucks, so happy to add it. Same with this one actually, Pinball. So This one is the 3-screw version, but I didn't already have it. And I believe this one was like $3 as well, so more than happy to add it for that. Next up is Slalom. I think I said that right. This one I think was $7, but happy to add it. And again, it was all on trade credit, so I really didn't mind the prices or anything. But it's a 5-screw variant. And yeah, Slalom for the NES. So that was good because I added 3 more black box games to my collection, so happy about that. So there's 4 games left. Next up is 2 games in one. It's Short Order and Eggsplode. And it works with the power pad, which is kind of cool because I have a power pad. And the only game I've actually tried with the power pad is Dance Aerobics. If you followed my old channel from closer to the start, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Short Order and Eggsplode. I don't think this one's very rare, but I don't know. Maybe a $10 game. I might be wrong. I don't follow my NES values that closely, so excuse me if I'm wrong, but it's a cool game. I picked it up because I didn't have it, and I can't remember how much they wanted for it, but maybe like $7 or something. So, Short Order, and Eggsplode for the NES. Next up is Best of the Best Championship Karate. Now, the reason I picked this one up is I have it on the Super Nintendo, but I kind of looked, and I think the NES version it's harder to find. I wouldn't say it's rare. It's kind of uncommon, kind of the same as Home Improvement. A bit harder to find, but not super rare or anything. I think the box for it is hard to find. So if you get a copy with the box, then you're into a decent find. But yeah, it's kind of uncommon, and it was $3. So for taking up $3 credit, I was happy to add it. So yeah, Best of the Best Championship Karate. Next up is Return of the Joker, or Batman Return of the Joker. I'm a Batman fan. I'm not really a comic book guy, but I do enjoy comic book games, or games based off comic book characters. And I like the Joker. He's a cool guy. So, Return of the Joker for the NES. I think this one was about $14 trade credit, which is kind of, I think, what it goes for, around the $14, $15 mark. But again, it was trade credit on stuff that they kind of overgave me credit for anyway. So, I was happy to pick it up. And it's in pretty good shape. So, happy to add it. And now the last game is one that I didn't actually pick up for myself. I seen it, I thought it was cool, but I had a YouTuber in mind when I picked it up. So I've gotten to know quite a few people through YouTube, and just kind of talk to them about collecting and game hunting, and even watching out for games for each other that we've been looking for. And one of the people that I've gotten to know in the last little bit, they're called TheVintageGamersUS. I'll put that here, as well as I'll leave a link in the description below to their channel. So I really would recommend you guys checking them out. They go game hunting a lot, but they take you with them. They have a camera person, and they go to flea markets and game stores, and they get a lot of great footage. They get a lot of good finds, and they're just really cool guys. Like, they're fun to talk to. I talked to Jeremy probably the most. But there's 2 of them. There's Jeremy and there's John. And what's kind of cool is they go game hunting together, and they pick up games for all different systems. But Jeremy's going for a complete NES collection, whereas John's going for a complete Super Nintendo collection. So it's kind of cool, and it's kind of like they're taking you on their adventures with them, game hunting and trying to get these complete collections. And yeah, as I mentioned, they're really cool guys. I've talked to them, and I'd mentioned to Jeremy that I was looking for Twisted Metal Small Brawl for the PlayStation 1. Because I have Twisted Metal 1 through 4 for the PlayStation 1. But I've never seen Small Brawl around here. And again, I don't think it's one that's super rare, but it's kind of uncommon, or at least in my area. And so I mentioned to him that I was looking for this game, and he mentioned a few that he was looking for too, so we were going to keep an eye out for each other. And yeah, he messaged me the one day. Well, first he messaged me saying that he had found a loose copy for me. And then I think like a week later he messaged me and said that he had found another copy, but this one was fully complete. So that's rad that he was looking out for a game for me. So Jeremy, thank you. And so I want to find him a game that he could use for his collection. And when I seen this one at the pawn shop, I kind of figured that he probably didn't have it. If he did, I was just going to keep searching. But I offered it to him in the trade, and it sounded like he was happy to take it for the trade. So yeah. And that game is Uninvited for the NES. Now, it's another one that's kind of uncommon. It's in pretty good shape. And again, this one was on trade, so it really didn't cost me anything. But it's kind of cool because I traded the pawn shop, and now I'll trade this to Jeremy for Twisted Metal Small Brawl. So I'm really happy because I get a game that I couldn't find and I'd been really wanting to play for a little while. And hopefully he's happy too because he gets an NES game to add to his collection. So yeah. So that was the last game I picked up, Uninvited for the NES. So yeah, those are my finds for, well, that's my finds for this episode. I'll quickly do a pan over again to show you guys all the games. Thanks for watching. As I mentioned, the Vintage Gamers US, make sure you check them out. You guys won't be disappointed. They're a really fun gaming channel to watch their episodes and see what they pick up. So yeah, definitely can't recommend them enough. So check their channel out, and yeah, thanks for watching my video, and I'm sure I'll see you with another video soon. So later.